Hi class. So we've been talking about contractions a little bit. For bell work I had you guys write a paragraph using 10 contractions. So we'll go over those later today, but right now I just kind of want to review what we've been learning. A contraction is combining two words into one by replacing a letter or letters with an apostrophe. So you can see many contractions just around this, just this slide right here. And so the apostrophe is in all of them. So we have many different types of contractions. One of them, a main one, is not contractions. So they're words that like will not, should not, could not. When we make contractions using the word not, we always take out the O. So just like in here where it says don't, you take out the O in not, and so you're saying do not. Okay. So right now we're just going to kind of go through and we're just going to write the new word. So we have these two words, has not. Can anybody tell me what has not would be as a contraction?
Hasn't.
Good. So we're going to write it, has, and we're going to put the apostrophe where the O was, and then finish it. Okay, so we're going to do the same for the rest of these. So that would be did, not, didn't, do not, don't, is not, isn't, or was not, wasn't. And then here's just some more, so we'll just keep going through these. Were not would be weren't, had not, be hadn't, are not, and cannot. Can't. So when you're reading your books and stuff, you've probably seen words like this and like this, so we know that they're meaning the same in a sentence. This is just a simpler form. And then here are just some more. These ones get kind of trickier, so we would do could in the same way. So couldn't, shouldn't, for should not, and would not is wouldn't. And now this one we have to be really careful, so I put a star by it. This is will not. So normally if you would be using the same rule that we've been using, you would say willn't. You would think that it would be this. And that makes sense. But the word that we would use here is actually the word that we've seen before, won't. So that one's a tricky one. You have to be careful when you are making the contractions that you're not doing willn't, but the word is won't. Okay, now I want you all to get out your clickers, and we're going to go through a few words, and you guys are just going to choose A, B, or C for whatever one you think it is. And if you guys want, you can, we'll raise hands and answer them for the class. Okay, so the first one, was and not. Which form of these is correct? Everybody answer in your clickers. Does anybody want to give it a shot?
C?
No, it's actually B. So we put, remember we say we take the O out and we put the apostrophe there. So was not. C is really close except for just missing the apostrophe. And then this one is just take the O out, and that one's just completely wrong. Okay. Okay, so here's another one. You're going to answer with your clickers, were and not. Does anyone want to give it a try?
B?
Good, it's B. So we have the word were, and then not, where the missing O and the apostrophe. And then here, we're actually missing an E and an apostrophe, And here, the apostrophe needs to be moved over. Okay, here's the last one. Give this one a try, but remember, this is a special one, so make sure you really pay attention and think about it. Okay, does anybody know?
A.
Good. A, good. We talked about how this looks like it would be correct because with the rule, that makes sense. But like we said, it's won't. It's not willn't. Okay, so here we're just going to write through some of them. We've talked about the not ones. These are just some other ones, some other general ones that we'll go through, and I'll just kind of write them up here. So you have is so here you remove the H and the A from have and you put your apostrophe right there. Same with they have. And then for I am, it's going to be I'm. So you're going to remove your A and put the apostrophe there. For we will, we'll say will. For they are, will be there. And for it is, it'll be it. Now this one I want to go over really quick. This one's important because when we're talking about possession and when something belongs to someone, a lot of times you put the apostrophe before the S, but here this is actually saying the word it is. It's not saying like its toy or its house. Over here we'll do he's, for he is, your, for you are, she'll, for she will, she's, I, for I have, and I'll, for I will. So these are all things that we've seen before. We've seen them in both forms. We've seen them separated. We've seen them as contractions. But this is just kind of to give us some more practice and to understand in our own writing, when we see two words apart, how we can connect them together, or when we see a word together, how we can read it clearer apart from each other. Okay, so this is kind of fun. What we're going to do is we have the two words all the way around here, and we have our contractions down here. So I'm just going to slide them up to where they need to go. So I just want you guys can just go ahead and call them out, and I'll put the words where they're supposed to go. So where will they go?
They have.
Good. And what do you think will go under you have?
You've.
Good. And we are?
We're.
And what about there?
They are.
What about she's?
She is.
She is. And what would go under he is?
He's.
And I will?
I'll.
And I have?
I've.
And what about you'll?
You will.
And it is?
It's.
You are?
You're.
We will?
We'll.
And I am is? I'm. Good, you really got a hang of that. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay. So here, there's going to be an incorrect contraction in this sentence. So does anybody want to tell me where it is? So the sentence says, she's going to the beach on spring break. So where is the proper contraction?
She's.
She's. And what is missing?
An apostrophe.
And where does the apostrophe go?
Between the E and the S.
Good. So that's also saying she is going to the beach on spring break. Okay, so same for this one. It was so cold that we couldn't even ski. So what's wrong with that contraction?
You have to move the apostrophe behind the N
Good.
before the T.
Because this is saying could not. And so remember we said you're going to take out the O and move the apostrophe over there. Okay? The sun will shine today.
It won't.
Won't. And that is all that's saying will not. So that's just one that you have to be really careful about, and we're going to put won't. So this one has two in them. So you have, I'd like to take a walk, I shouldn't be long. So right here, the first one is I'd. So this is actually saying I would, and this is incorrect because there's not going to be an E at the end, and we're going to put the apostrophe right there. So I would like to take a walk, and then right here, this is saying I should not be long. And so like we said, we're going to remove the O, and you're missing an N right in here. So it should say I shouldn't be long. And that's all. So guys, I want you to just practice those, practice them a lot, write more sentences with lots of contractions in them so you guys can get them right.